First of all, I want to tie in these type of videos to the content that I normally make, which is 2K. So I have to give Cyhi The Prynce Slithery on Hall of Fame for being able to escape a situation like this. And he also has to get Floor General on Hall of Fame for being such a strong man and sharing this vulnerable moment with the world and writing this letter to Atlanta. Hey, what's up, YouTube? You already know I'm AllCity with AllCityLiveTV.com, and thank you for tuning in. Today, I wanted to talk about Cyhi The Prynce and how he says he nearly got assassinated a couple days ago. And, I want to show you, I want to take you through the story, let you guys understand exactly what happened. First, I wanted to show you the website is karmaseri.com. That's exactly how I said it, karmaseri.com. And the reason why I'm saying that is because his story is somewhat crazy. From what he put on Instagram, he left this caption here, which I'm going to show you. First, let me show you guys the actual photos of the car crash so you can see like how deep this actually goes. His car flipped and you can see it there. His car was flipped over in total. There was a Bentley truck. So that's very serious stuff. And we're going to get on into the caption that he put with those photos. He said, today is a day about love, but in my city, the city of Atlanta, there's no love here anymore. And you could feel his pain. A couple nights ago, there was an attempt on my life. Somebody tried to gun me down on the highway. I tried everything I could do to lose them, but they were adamant about taking me off this earth. Now, there's a lot to say about people who like stay in the city that they grew up in or want to stay in the neighborhood that they grew up in when they reach a certain level of success. And some people like to flaunt their success in the face of the people that are less fortunate. There's a lot to say about that, but we're going to continue on. He says, they were shooting at me while I was driving. And even after my car flipped, I hit a pole and crashed into a tree. They came back and shot the car up some more. Now, you don't know if this is a hit, how this was laid out. Let me go on. Let me continue on. He says, at this point, I don't know if it was mistaken identity, a robbery, or associated with something that I did when I was younger. But I haven't been in these streets for over a decade. Feel his pain, feel his story. You got a man that's trying to, turn a new leaf, play a different part in this world. A lot of times we in the hood, makes my hair stand up, because a lot of times we in the hood and we only living through our circumstance. In other words, if you take us out the hood with our minds and intuition that we developed in the hood, we'd be so much more successful under different circumstances. And that doesn't go for every single person in the hood. Some people just really need to stay where they're at. But there's some people that want to rise or elevate above their circumstance, and they're just unable to. And the few that get out are so closely tied and have, like, these areas have such a huge sentimental value that they don't really want to stray away too far because they tied into the memory. So I get the idea of sticking around, but man, when it comes to something like this, let me continue on. He says, I just want to know why and if there's anything I can do to fix the issue. Now, this seems to me like a man that's like really trying to move forward. He doesn't have vengeance in his heart. He's not trying to get revenge on the people that shot him up. This is a real man, y'all. Change your thought process, man. Somebody try to take your life. It's not an eye for an eye out there. The world is so big. And this online world makes it even bigger. There's plenty of ways to skin a cat. Sometimes success, you could see that it's probably due to his success that people are trying to come and eat. Take him off this earth, as he put it. Let me continue on and just finish off this caption. I just want to know why. Is there anything I do to fix it? I was born and raised in Atlanta, and I have a tremendous love for my city, but it's chaotic out here. I'm trying my best to keep a level head, but when you don't know who is after you, it's hard to wrap your mind around it and not be paranoid. Can you feel the fear? Now, there's a man that's making this somebody try to take his life, and he's making it public for y'all. He's being vulnerable. A lot of men out there they're not even strong enough to be vulnerable. Do you understand that fear is like a very human emotion? To express fear and be vulnerable, that it takes such a strong man to do something like that. Now, I can't say that I know Cyhi The Prynce like that or know much of him, but I know what it takes to be vulnerable. I know how strong you need to be. So we're going to continue on. He says, it's hard to get your mind around it. You can't help but be paranoid. By the grace of God and my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, I am still here. Get Jesus in your life. Trust and believe. Gotta have that faith, man. I've been through it myself, where you see death is like right in front of you looking down the barrel of a gun. You know somebody's watching over you. By the grace of God, Lord Savior, Jesus Christ, I am still here. I just want to let the people know who were trying to kill me that I am not a bad person. I don't want revenge. I just want an understanding and closure. So everyone that's in Atlanta right now, please protect yourself. Stay out the way and be careful, because it could be all over in a split second. I understand there's a lot of beef going on in my city between different crews that is fueled by the music, but it is time that we all have a sit down and have a peace meeting. You know how much strength that takes, and you out there, you in the grind, you in the hood. It's easy. Listen, I get it. It's easy to speak like this when you're outside of the circumstance, but it's not as easy when you go to the store, you got 15 dudes just sitting, waiting to eat something. It's not as easy to have this type of mind state when you can't even get from your building to the store. I've seen it, man. Where dudes are just waiting for you. I've seen it. I've never been that person, but I've seen it. I know what it's like. Where you can't even get to the store. You can't go out with your moms, with your uncle, with your aunt. You can't go out and just walk around freely. It's easy to speak like this when you're outside the hood, but when you're in it, it's a very different story. So make it your goal. If you're stuck in this position, make it your goal to do the best you can to get out of those circumstances, because the world is gigantic. I grew up in the Lower East Side of Manhattan, Avenue D and 4th Street. I didn't want to leave that area ever when I was there. I didn't think I ever would. You think that area is your world. It becomes your world. Everything around it. You don't see a way out. You can't see it. But for the few that are fortunate enough to get out, sometimes they get these ties that kind of keep them just close enough for something like this to happen. So everyone in Atlanta right now, please protect yourself, stay out the way, and be careful, because it could be all over in a split second. I understand there's a lot of beef going on in my city between different crews that is fueled by music, but it is time that we all have a sit down and a peace meeting. There are too many lives being lost over music. I know I'm not the king of my city or nothing, but the real leaders, I won't say no names, but you guys know who you are. You are all extremely blessed to have the careers that you have and to be able to feed your family and loved ones. It's time to stop the violence in Atlanta. I don't have all the answers, and I definitely don't have the power to make it stop, but I do feel like somebody got to step up and say something. So much love to every artist, label, hustler, and crew in my city. Please, let's resolve our problems. We don't have to kill each other, man. Thanks again, Atlanta. I wrote this letter with tears in my eyes. A letter to Atlanta. I feel your pain, Cyhi. I know how it is to feel like you're just lost and wondering why. There's a lot of y'all out there that are in the hood that feel just lost, wondering why. Let's go. I got to say also, that he said to the police that it was a red Maserati that started chasing him on the highway, followed him as he got on the exit ramp and began shooting at his SUV. That's when he says he lost control and crashed into the tree. Cyhi had told cops he immediately got out the vehicle and fled on foot into the woods to get away from the shooter. And these are, like I said, these are the pictures of the vehicle. And just put yourself in that driver's seat. And if you don't want to be in that driver's seat, then find a way to get out of your circumstance. It's really important, man. Your mind, elevate your mind above your circumstance. And trust me, if a man like this could get out, and don't let it tie you in. Don't let it tie you in that you accept that you have these memories. Accept that this was your upbringing, but do not let it define you so much so that you got to stay closely tied to danger. Do what you got to do to get out, elevate your mind above your circumstances, and go ahead and get on out. The streets are hungry. And sometimes success just breeds envy and hate. And you don't want to fall victim to envy and hate because it moves like the homie said, they were adamant about taking his life. Envy and hate just fuels individuals to they won't feel satisfied until whatever their envy and hate is fulfilled by the limitation of your success. So go ahead and get on out, man. Again, these are very real pictures from the homie Cyhi The Prynce Instagram page. And I gotta say, after hearing what he had, his letter to Atlanta, I gotta say, man, first of all, I want to tie in these type of videos to the content that I normally make, which is 2K. So I have to give Cyhi The Prynce Slithery on Hall of Fame for being able to escape a situation like this. And he also has to get Floor General on Hall of Fame for being such a strong man and sharing this vulnerable moment with the world and writing this letter to Atlanta. I hope you guys found this video helpful and or informative. And if you did, please consider dropping a like on the video. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, as we intend to have a ton of content coming your way. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Easy, y'all.